What's up internet? Welcome back to my video, and in today's episode we will be riding 2 up from Singapore all the way to Kulai, just doing our weekend leisure. The first stop we are going is having a lei-cha lunch, and then followed by shopping at the shopping mall. So I know you have been waiting for this kind of long videos riding trip. I am pretty busy with my studies as well as work, so only sometime weekend we get to do riding 2 up. I know in the previous episode I had actually installed the 3-box touring setup, and I think this touring setup was really very good because I had like ample space. However, like riding this kind of weekend trips into JB may not be so ideal, because if you guys did not know, the Woodlands custom as well as the custom at the Johor side is actually pretty narrow to actually fit onto this 2-box. There's only one lane on the last lane for the JB side, and there's actually 2 lanes in Singapore side. The first counter that you encounter in the Woodlands checkpoint is the wider lane as well as the last lane. However, at some point of time, some of these lanes are not open, so it is always better to go in via Tuas, because it has a bigger lane, and on both ends, as well as the causeway is less jammed, as in there will be more space for big motorcycle with big luggage like mine. But however, I really enjoy installing these 3-box and did not regret, because it really provides me with lots of storage whenever I actually go to study from my work. And of course, having it installed by myself, it feels like an accomplishment, and I am actually very excited to actually do more upgrade accessories on my bike, because it's something that is new and I want it to be at its best condition, and eventually maybe planning a ride up to Thailand, probably early next year. Yeah, so with that, I hope you enjoy this video. And of course, at the end of the video, actually I was kind of quite angry when I was lane splitting. However, I'm not sure if you are able to hear the horn sound from the back of the motorcycle in this video. However, I actually saw that there were actually 2 bus as well as 1 lorry that were on lane 1 and lane 2 respectively. However, for me, that's my principle of riding whenever I am, that I will never ever lane split when there is 2 heavy vehicles side by side. I think it is very important, but I'm not sure why the bikers actually are horning. I'm not sure if they are horning at me or they are horning at both the buses to give way to us, because the space is really quite tight if you were to look at the last few minutes of the video. For me, I personally always give ways to motorcycles who are faster, but at some point of time there isn't really any space at that point, so I really didn't have a choice but just to stay back until both buses are actually kind of alternating between themselves. Then I will actually do the lane split. Just remember always to ride safe and always wear riding gear. For me personally, I have been always wearing riding gear since the day when I started riding. Yes, you may ask me, isn't that hot, that's humid? I agree on that, but the pointer and the importance of actually having proper PPE is always the last line of defense. So my riding jacket is pretty awesome. I got it at a cheap deal, and it has kind of the advantages that I always wanted, such as like elbow guards on both ends, the shoulder padding, the front padding, as well as the back padding. I think all these are just important gear, especially on the body, because it tends to fall. The leg wise, I don't really wear riding pants because it's really very hot in Singapore. So I will always just wear jeans or just a long pants to be ensure that I'm covered up. And also my bike is pretty hot during the hot days, so wearing long pants actually helps with the heat. And of course, there is an important thing like gloves, riding gloves, because they help you to have a better grip, and I'm used to it, wearing all these gears while actually traveling on all these longer distance. There's also something that I would like to point out is that riding long distance, you are actually prone to actually having wind noise. So I actually got myself the loop ear ring, if I'm not wrong, those kind of ear loops that actually help to reduce certain decibel of noises. So on embarking on this kind of long distance touring, I will always wear it just to actually reduce and prevent my hearing from being hurt. Although it do reduce noises, but you actually still able to hear your music, car horn, and even the surrounding you. The only thing, it actually reduces noise, so you don't really hear a lot of wind noise while traveling at a faster pace or even at a faster speed as per se. And with that, I hope that you enjoy this video. The first stop that we are going is to this volcano, lei-cha. I think eating a few of the lei-cha in Malaysia, this is not the best store I can say. However, I would like to say that the soup was really good. It was it smells nice, it tastes good, and something that it lacks of apparently was the peanut in the lei-cha. So I think apart from that, it is pretty decent, and for the price, I think it's pretty affordable. Secondly, after the lei-cha, we actually hop on to the trips to go into the aircon area, into the shopping mall and explore IOI mall in Kulai. Apparently this mall is huge. There is lots of things that you can do, and we ended off our day just at this shopping mall and head back as a round day trip. For those of you who didn't know that actually riding in Malaysia actually save more money compared to driving up in Malaysia, is because of the toll fee. So apparently for bikers, as you can see the video, we have a side left lane where we can actually filter to. So this actually avoid the toll fee compared to cars driving up on the north-south highway. And of course, riding has its bad whenever it rains, but I really enjoy the scenery and every moment captured with my Africa twin. And with that, I hope that you like this video, and remember to like, share and subscribe, as it will help to boost up the video as well as motivation for me to actually create more contents up ahead. I believe that there will be more contents that you will like subsequently, and I'm slowly trying to expand my channel to become bigger and greater. And thank you all for the constant support, and with that, signing off. Bye.